Hey everyone, week 8 of our in-home workouts. Today I got a good workout for you. We're going to start with some mobility work first, and then we're going to jump right into the workout doing some plyo work, lower leg exercises incorporating some arms, and a finisher at the end. So what you're going to need today is going to be, I'm going to grab a broom for some of my mobility exercises, something that you can get a full arm length grip on, and then I also have a water jug or a milk jug that I filled with water. You can also fill it with rocks or anything else that's going to add some weight to it. Make sure if you do add it with a liquid like water that the lid stays on nice and tight so the water doesn't spill everywhere. That will create a big mess. So you can put your water jug off to the side first, and we're going to grab that broom or whatever object you decide to use for some mobility work. First off, what you're going to do is you're going to do a full arm length, grab the broom here, and then you're going to bring it out in front. Make sure you have space so you don't hit anything. But what you're going to do is keep that chest nice and tall, shoulder blades back and down, core tight. And you're going to bring the broom up and over, keeping those arms extended the whole time. We're going to go back and forth for 10, just warming up those shoulders, getting them nice and loose right here. Once you get 10 of these in, you're going to keep that same grip. But this time I'm going to take the tip of the broom, so I'm going to bring my right hand up over my head and then around, and then the other end of the tip comes over my head. And you'll circle around here 5 to 10 times this direction, and then you'll switch going the opposite direction. Just again, opening up those shoulders, the chest, the core, right here. You'll do 5 to 10 each direction. Again, we're going to keep that same wide grip. Now we're going to extend the arms overhead. The broom will be up overhead. So if I turn to the side, you don't want the broom coming too far in front of you. You want it to be overhead. We're going to work on an overhead squat. So chest stays nice and tall. Feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And I'm going to push those hips back and down. Just hold this position for a sec. Making sure in this position you're not falling too far forward, but just keeping the weights in the heel. Arms stay extended back overhead, and then drive up, squeeze the glutes, push through the heels, and then back down, and then drive up. We'll do 5 to 10 of these as well, of overhead squats. Next one, we're going to be in a lunge position, and I'm going to have that knee hovering over the ground. Push that hip forward, squeezing that glute, keep the hips, core nice and level. And I'm going to press the broom out, so we don't need a too long of a grip, but you're going to press, just a comfortable grip, press out, and then rotate up and over and return. And then press out again, up, over, return. Then you'll switch legs and do the same thing. Have that knee hover right over the ground, press out, and then rotate up and over. Trying not to let that hip drop as you rotate, because we're trying to really open up that hip psoas hip flexors right there. Do 5 to 10 on each side. Last exercise we're going to do with the broom is I'm going to be on the ground, and I'm going to be on my stomach. So as I'm on my stomach, I'm going to extend my arms out with the broom in my hand. I'm going to lift up my chest at the same time I lift the broom, and then I'm going to bring it back over my head, and then extend back out and lower. Lift up, bring back, out, and lower. You're going to do that for 10 reps. So again, that one's you're going to be on your back. Your feet are going to stay on the ground. Arms are going to be extended out overhead. As you lift up, the broom comes behind, and then you're going to press back overhead and then lower. So 10 reps of that. So that's going to be your mobility work. Just get yourself a little bit warmer before we start our workout. You can put the broom off to the side now, and we're going to start with some plyo work. A little bit of explosive exercises, working on some deceleration and landing as well. We're going to start with the vertical jump, but this time we're going to start in the lowered position. So we're not going to bring back and then up. So we're going to start in the lowered position in that squat position. So we're going to be down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive those hands back, and I'm going to jump up as high as I can, and then hold and stick. As you lower and land, those knees should not come in. You want to keep that chest tall, absorb that shock. We're going to do 6 of those. So you're going to drop down, hold, hands come back, jump up, hold. And then you'll go again for 6 reps. Once you get that in, Then we're gonna do side to side hops, then a vertical. So you're gonna go back and forth, just jumping nice and like light on the feet, balls of the feet right here, and then jump up and land. And then you go back to hopping, side to side, vertical, and land. Again, 6 of those. Next, you're gonna do a single leg squat with a vertical jump. So just like we did with the double leg, you start in that lowered position. You're gonna lower down, hands come back, jump up, and hold. And then again, so you're gonna start in that lowered position, jump up, and hold. You'll do 4 on the right, and then 4 on the left. And then we're gonna go to the single leg, jump back and forth, nice and light on that foot, and then jump up and hold. Again, 4 on the right, and then you'll do 4 on the left. So that's gonna be your plyo section. Make sure you give yourself a little bit of a rest after you do those exercises. Catch your breath before we move on to the next series of exercises. So this next circuit is gonna have 2 exercises, and I'm gonna use my water jug now. So with these exercises, you're gonna run through it 3 times. The first exercise is gonna be a squat jump. And again, just like we were doing with that vertical jump, we're going to start in that lowered position. Chest tall, hips are pushed back and down. From here, I really want to focus on driving up and being explosive, using those legs pushing off the ground. Trying to get as much height as I can. Jump up, land, hold. You're going to do 5 of those. So again, we're going to start in that lowered position. Up, hold, and then go again. So you got 5 of those. Put the jug off to the side, then you're gonna go on the ground on all 4, so we're gonna do bird dog. So you're gonna extend the right leg out, as the left hand extends straight out, keep the back nice and flat, and then return. And then alternate, right here. You've got 10 of these, or 5 on each side. Once you do that, you're gonna go back, grab your water jug, and do your squat jumps for 5, and then back to bird dogs for 10. Remember, you're doing that cycle 3 times through. Our next section is going to be another series of exercises. We've got 3 of them in here. We're going to grab that jug again. We're going to do 3 rounds of these exercises. Make sure that lid is tight. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a reverse lunge into a press. So I'm going to go ahead and put the jug in my right hand, and I'm going to step back into a right reverse lunge. So I'm going to step back with the left leg. As I step back, that knee stays over the ground, and the jug stays up at my shoulder. What I really want to focus on is driving, as I step forward, the jug up in the air quick. So I'm going to step the foot up. As I stand up, press the jug nice and powerfully up. Keep that core nice and tight. Lower, and then you'll return back, and then repeat that again. Right here. Lower, and then repeat. You're going to do 8 on your right side, and then you'll switch and do the same thing. Right leg steps back. As I step forward, drive that jug overhead, return, and repeat again for 8 on each leg. Your next exercise is going to be, I call it an RDL with a row. You may hear another term for it. But with this, you're going to do basically like you're doing a single leg RDL at that hinged position. Back, once you stay nice and flat from the head to that hip, I'm going to extend my left arm down. So if I'm balancing on my right leg, the jug will be in my left hand, so you want to be opposite. Now I'm going to drive that elbow back, hand to the hip, and then lower. And then drive up and lower. Keep it nice and controlled. Really focus on pulling that shoulder blade back, getting a good squeeze through that through the scap in the back. Then you'll switch and you'll do the other side. If that's really going to work some core and balance. If you feel like you're getting a little off, you can always hold on to a chest or anything that's around and get that row in as well. Get that full extension, squeeze in the back, core nice and tight. Make sure that hip's not opening up, that you want to keep nice and flat from the head to the foot, right here. So 10 on each arm. And then last one, you're going to set that off to the side. You're going to be on your back. Feet are going to be up in the air. You can put your hands underneath your hips. And I'm going to lower my right leg so my left leg stays up, return, and then alternate. Making sure the core stays nice and tight, so belly button to spine. You don't want to have a huge arch in your back. That puts a lot of strain on the lower back. So you're going to alternate for 10 on each leg, so a total of 20 reps right here. So that's going to be your 3 exercises in that circuit. You're going to run through that circuit 3 times. Now, your last circuit here, you can add some weight or you can do it just body weight. We're going to do single leg squats first. I'm going to grab my jug to add some weight with it. So I'm going to start with my single leg squat on my right leg. As I have that jug in my hand, I'm going to lower down. Chest stays nice and tall. And then I want to drive up quick. And then lower, hold, drive up quick. Make sure when we're in this position that knee doesn't buckle in. You want to keep it pushed out. So you're going to do 8 on your right leg. And then you're going to go straight into a lateral lunge on the same leg that you just did the single leg squat. So I'm going to step out with my right leg. I'm going to have the water jug in my left hand. I step, chest tall, then I'm going to push that hip back and down. As I extend, reach over, and then drive back right here. So I've got 8 on this side. And then we're going to switch. We're going to do 8 single leg squats on the left, and then 8 lateral lunges. Really driving through that glute, pushing through that heel as well, right here. Then you're going to put the jug off to the side for a sec. We're going to get a little bit more core in. We're going to do side plank for 20 seconds each side. Stack it up on that elbow. Keep everything in a nice straight line. That shoulder blade, that shoulder pulled back. Core nice and tight. You can keep that hand on the hip or extend up overhead. So you've got 20 seconds on your left side. Then you'll switch and you'll do 20 seconds on your right side. Then we've got one more exercise in this circuit. Grab that water jug again and make sure it's closed on this exercise because it's real. You're throwing it up just a little bit. So we're gonna do a clean squat and press. So with this, what I'm gonna start with is the jug in front of me. I'm gonna squat down, chest tall. I'm gonna grab it in my right hand. As I come up, I'm gonna clean the jug up to my shoulder height, squat down, and then press up overhead, being nice and explosive. Return, set it back down, squatting down again, but now I'm gonna switch. So my left hand's gonna grab it, up, squat, press. Lower it back down, and you're gonna switch again here. So we're gonna do 5 on each arm, a total of 10. Do that circuit 2 to 3 times through. So that's a lot that I just threw at you, but it's really good. You got some good mobility work in there, plyo work, and some lower leg strength and power development for you today. Give this workout a